Okay. My name is Peter Campbell, director of the film Killer Whale and Crocodile from Victoria, British Columbia.
My name's Art Holbrook. I was producer of the film. We were co-producers, actually. I was the writer. I guess I can say I originated the story by my interest in primitive art.
Okay, the film is Killer Whale and Crocodile, and it's about two carving traditions. Some of the most phenomenal carving traditions that are left in the world. The Coast Salish carving tradition from the Pacific Northwest, Vancouver Island, and the Sepik River from Papua New Guinea. So really this is a film about the exchange of knowledge and information and understanding between the two cultures. And so we travel with Coast Salish master carver down to Papua New Guinea, and eventually the Papua New Guinea carver comes up, and both of them end up carving the most magnificent projects that they've ever undertaken in their carving lives. So the film documents that. So we had the opportunity to travel down to Papua New Guinea for a couple of weeks when we made the film.
There's a third character here in the film, and that is Elaine Mons, who runs the Alcharinga Gallery in Victoria. And she has been collecting the art and promoting the art of Papua New Guinea for a number of years. So the film started with her, really, and she turns out to be a pretty special person. She's has made very careful efforts to help these people. When she goes there to buy stuff from them, she pays more than they ask for because they're quite naive about prices and what things are worth to the Western art market. She has promoted the art as real art and not just cultural curios, sort of anthropological curiosities. So it starts there, and she goes down on a buying trip every couple of years. We went with her on one of these trips, and we were able to put together this cultural exchange between the two carvers in the process of doing that.
Well, I've certainly learned that in Papua New Guinea they've got a culture and tradition of carving. It's exceedingly strong. With the interaction of Elaine and her desire to make their work known, she's been able to help them out with better carving tools. And so I think we've learned that one person can, who respects a culture, can actually bring that culture to museums and to galleries worldwide, and support people who really, the only way they can generate income is through their carving. So we learned how deep the carving tradition was there, and really how open they are to people that are interested in their art. So you've seen, I think, a tremendous change in quality with the introduction of steel carving tools down there and finer carving tools. What about you? What have you?
I think something that I could point to is the strength of culture. We put these people together from two carving traditions and urge them to work together, but they remain very much within their own traditions. John made several pieces commemorating his time in Papua New Guinea, but they are Coast Salish pieces. And Teddy has carved several examples of the killer whale from the Killer Whale and Crocodile title of the film. It is very much an Iatmul, his tribe from Papua New Guinea, killer whale. It's not one that you'd recognize here at all.
I think for John, who we traveled down to Papua New Guinea with, I think it was when Teddy, the other carver, asked John to name his new grandson, that John really connected with the friendship and how much he was honored down there. I think for me, and perhaps for Art too, they had a welcoming ceremony for us that they had worked on for 3 weeks prior to our arrival. There was a big flood there, so they would normally do it outside the Spirit House, through the fields. And so they had to build this enormous deck off the Spirit House in order to dance and welcome us onto. So it was just it was some dances that haven't been performed in many years, and we, heard some drumming and some flute music that hadn't been performed in many years. So our gift back really is the film, and we spent one night recording in stereo a number of their traditional flute and drum pieces, and gave that back to a gift to the tribe. So it's wonderful to be given the opportunity to be trusted with their story and to bring it to a wider constituency.
The story is really about two individuals coming together. So we're not anthropologists. We're not trying to delve into traditions and accept as they amplify our story. Back to your original question, there was it hard to put those guys together? They immediately got it. They're carvers. That's what they do, and there was just this bond between them immediately. It became much more so when Teddy asked to name his son, but there was immediate, we got it.
We're actually, Art and I worked on a film that's opening, its world premiere is next week at the Vancouver International Film Festival, and the title of the documentary is My Son The Pornographer. And essentially it's a love story that takes place between a father and son with the backdrop of the pornography business in Prague, Czech Republic.
And I'm the father. This is the first time ever, and maybe the last time ever, that I'll be in front of the camera. It's my stepson. He's had a difficult life. He wound up in the pornography business, and I went over there hoping to get him out of it. Probably the most difficult film I've ever been involved with. It gets intensely personal. Some pretty rough moments in front of the camera between my son and myself. Not a comfortable experience at all. So yeah, it was pretty difficult. I'm very proud of this film. Yeah, I think it's going to speak to a lot of people. Yeah. And I'll pass that over to Peter as a filmmaker. He's the director. Kept me going sane. kept me sane.
Yeah, it was a very complex film to make. There's a lot on the line. There's tremendous challenges in making the film, not only shooting in and around the pornography business in Prague, but coming back and trying to get to the bottom of some early abuse that happened in the son's life. So we go back to Ottawa, where the scene of the crime happened. So, I mean, it's complex. I think it's a film about parenting, and that it never ends, and those responsibilities. It's a film about values, and it really challenges the norms of traditional family filmmaking, I would say. But I'm really happy with it, and I think that when all is said and done, it is a story about Art's love for his son, and so I'm pretty happy about that. Filmmaking and documentary filmmaking is a tremendous honor. I've been given some tools and some skills, and I'm actually privileged to be trusted with other people's stories, and to bring those stories out to a wider constituency. So it's a real trust, and I look at it as a real responsibility. And it's a tremendous joy, being able to travel the world and tell stories. So filmmaking is painful, it's intense, it's joyful, and it's constantly challenging.
Documentary filmmaking is a wonderful opportunity to learn about other people, to be part of their lives, to make new friends, to connect with people in ways that you would never have an opportunity to do otherwise. Both of us in our separate worlds have been places we would never have gone except through the medium of film.